Fact or fiction, running will destroy your knees. Find out the answer to this and a few other myths now. This is Move Better with HSS. Hi, my name is Pam Geisel and I'm an exercise physiologist here at HSS. And so let's talk about it. Is running bad for your knees? I have great news. This is false, but it's probably one of the most commonly believed myths about running. We've all heard it before. Aunt Sally at Thanksgiving, your next door neighbor, they find out you're a runner and they say, hey, be careful, it's bad for your knees. The idea that this chronic mechanical overloading results in breakdown of our joint spaces. But the positive news is that we actually have found that running is protective of our joints. And research has shown that runners can have a 3 times decreased risk of osteoarthritis compared to their non-running sedentary counterparts. In addition, it's been shown that there's an inverse relationship between knee pain and running. So the more you run, the less knee pain you may have. And it is also positive to show that knee pain and symptomatic osteoarthritis is decreased in current runners versus those who have never ran at all. So it's better to get started late than never. However, it is important to note that runners may experience aches and pains, and it's important to listen to your body. If you do notice that you're having pain that changes the way that you run or move about in space, it's important to get it checked out. So reach out to a primary care physician or a physical therapist. So first, let's talk about the injury prevention piece. Running is a high impact repetitive motion. If you're running about 170 strides per minute, your foot is going to strike the ground about 4,000 times in a 45-minute run. And we know that weakness in the kinetic chain will always expose itself. Strengthening our muscles, tendons, and ligaments along our kinetic chain will help improve joint stability and strength to reduce the likelihood of things like patellofemoral pain or IT band syndrome. And on the performance side, running economy is the oxygen cost of running at a certain pace. Think of it as a car's fuel efficiency. So if we're able to improve our running economy with more neuromuscular coordination, it reduces the cost of energy and allows us to potentially run faster. Next up, myth number 2, runners do not need to strength train. Unfortunately, this one is also false. Running is great for our mind, body, and spirit, but not so much for our strength. Strength training is an important supplement to a runner's program, and it helps build a strong, resilient athlete, which allows us to keep on the road running doing the things that we love. A targeted strength program can help improve the way our muscles recruit fibers and coordinates our movements, in addition to increased leg stiffness. This helps create a more powerful and efficient stride. Strength training can also improve our fatigue resistance, which is great for maintaining our running form and posture as the miles go on. So how do you do it? A strength training program for runners typically focuses on 4 things: core and hip stability, posterior chain strength, single leg strength and stability, and power and plyometrics. It's also important to perform these movements through all 3 planes of motion, which are sagittal, frontal, and transverse. This allows us to prepare our body for any of the forces that we may encounter when we're out on the road. Finally, myth number 3, the idea that there's a perfect way to run. This is also false. Just like many things in running, there is no one perfect shoe, body, training program, or running form. For running form, there's a few things that comes into play: our individual anatomy, our training history, and our running goals. So here are some general principles that we look at when it comes to running form. So first, let's talk about foot stride. While it is debated about forefoot versus midfoot versus rear foot, what is unanimous is the importance of our foot landing underneath of our body versus overstriding. This helps our body absorb the ground reaction forces and elastic energy to help propel ourselves forward. Now, we typically say we want our runners between 170 and 180 strides per minute. So if you're not quite there, that's okay. You can listen to music with a faster beats per minute to help increase your turnover and work on getting your feet underneath of your center of gravity. Arm swing. We generally want to make sure that we're keeping our elbows bent at a 90-degree angle while we move them back and forth, not across our body. This is important because it helps us conserve energy and keep our momentum moving in a forward direction. We also want to make sure we keep our hands loose. Sometimes we have a tendency to grip up like a T-Rex. This helps keep our body relaxed and the tension down and away, and allows us to move through efficient movement patterns. You can imagine you're holding an ice cream cone in your hands. Also, just take note, if you tend to hold a phone or a water bottle in your hands, be sure to switch sides as you run. And finally, hip extension. Hip extension, driven primarily by our gluteus maximus and our hamstring, is the engine of our stride. This allows us to have strong, powerful movements forward, which allows us to be efficient and run faster with less energy. This also helps support upright posture and pelvic alignment, which are also fundamental components of our running form. It's important to talk about hip extension because a lot of the day, most of us spend sitting, and this is considered triple flexion. So our hip, knee, and ankles are flexed. To have strong hip extension, you need triple extension. So extension of the hip, knee, and ankle. So this is a great time to just be mindful of our mobility and dynamic warm-ups to help ensure that we can achieve proper hip extension when we go out for our run. So the aim is to have comfortable and efficient running mechanics for your body that allows you to keep doing the activity that you love pain-free. So to recap today, running can actually be good for your knees. All runners should strength train, and there's no perfect way to run, just the perfect way for you. Any questions or concerns, you can reach out to us here at the Hospital for Special Surgery. But in the meantime, I'm Pam Geisel, and this is Move Better with HSS.